Have you ever wanted to time travel? Like actually go back, fix a terrible haircut, or invest in Bitcoin when it cost less than a sandwich back in the day, or maybe just track down the person who decided fingerless gloves were a good idea. Well, before you climb back into time machine built out of duct tape, PVC pipes, and chaotic optimism, we need to talk about grandfather paradox, also known as what happens when your family tree gets a surprise software patch from 1923. So, get comfortable. Things are about to get historically awkward. So, what is the grandfather paradox? Alright, picture this. You hop in a time machine and blast back to the mustache era. We are talking sepia tone photos, suspenders, and hygiene that was more of a suggestion than a lifestyle. Now, here's where things get a little bit messy. In the past, you somehow stopped your grandfather from ever meeting your grandmother. No grandfather means no parent. No parent means no you. And if you don't exist, then who just spent 12 grand and zero common sense on a time travel back ticket to 1923? That's the grandfather paradox in all its chaotic glory. It's the universe version of the logical error. Think of it like trying to uninstall Microsoft Word while you're in Microsoft Word, typing a furious letter about uninstalling Microsoft Word. Whew! The universe doesn't argue, it doesn't explain, it just hits you with a cosmic side-eye that says, absolutely not. Why is this such a problem? Well, the grandfather paradox doesn't just trip our logic, it drop kicks causality down the stairs. Causality is the basic idea that a cause leads to an effect. You light a match, you get fire, you eat expired sushi, you get regrets. Simple. But in this scenario, everything breaks. If you go back in time and erase your grandfather, you erase your parent. And if your parent never exists, you never exist. And if you never exist, who went back in time to pull the plug on grandpa in the first place? But wait, if you don't erase him, then you do exist, which means you can go back and erase him. And if you do erase him, you stop existing again, which means you can't go back. And around it goes. Congratulations, you have turned reality into malfunctioning DVD menu, looping the same 3 seconds forever, while the background music slowly mutates into cursed elevator jazz. At this point, physics isn't just confused. Physics has taken off its lab coat, slammed the door, and rage quit the simulation. When cause and effect can't agree on who goes first, the universe basically throws up its hands and says, yeah, buddy, I'm out. Why does the grandfather paradox exist? There are some theories. Theory number 1. The universe is a bouncer. One popular explanation is something called as Novikov's self-consistency principle. In plain language, it means, yeah, you can time travel, but you can't get too clever, buddy. Imagine the universe as a nightclub bouncer who's been on shift since the Big Bang. Clipboard in hand, zero patience, and arms crossed like granite. If you try to cause a paradox, no matter how dramatic your plan is, the universe shuts it down with flawless pettiness. Your time machine malfunctions, your shoelace snaps at the worst moment, the banana peel you didn't see takes you out like destiny's prank. Or grandpa randomly decides to leave the town for a 3-day mustache treat. Whatever it takes, something always blocks you. Not because the universe is kind, because it's strict. It leans over, taps the list, and basically says, paradoxes aren't on the guest list. Try that again, and you are waiting outside with the raccoons. Theory number 2 says the multiverse goes brrr. Alright, let's talk about many worlds interpretation, also known as reality has backup plan and 12 million side quest. According to this idea, you can go back in time and stop grandpa from meeting grandma, but instead of wiping yourself out, you just spin off a brand new timeline like you are hitting duplicate reality on world's most chaotic photocopier. In your original universe, Grandpa keeps thriving, rocking suspenders, smoking a pipe, and telling stories that start with "back in my day." Nothing changes there. You are still born, everything carries on. But in the universe you just created, whole different story. You have unintentionally become the surprise villain in somebody else's ancestry. Some poor alternative version of your family tree is now missing a branch and it doesn't even know why. And here's the kicker, you don't erase yourself, you just vanish from your home timeline entirely. You basically ghosted your universe like the world's first time traveling commitment foe. Somewhere out there, your original reality is texting, "Hey, you coming back?" And you are already in another dimension, sipping coffee and pretending you didn't see the message. Multiverse logic, you don't bring casualty, you just make another universe deal with the consequences. Theory number three, the self fulfilling oops. Now, here's a real plot twist, and it's kind of chaos only time travel could cook up. You head into the past thinking you're about to stop your grandfather's future, right? You've got plan, the drama, the whole "I'm rewriting destiny" attitude. But instead of shutting down the family tree, you accidentally become the gardener. Every move you make to prevent your own existence somehow ends up making it more likely. You bump into grandpa while trying to avoid him. You distract grandma at exactly the wrong time. You spill something, cause a scene, and suddenly, boom, your grandparents meet because of you. You didn't stop the romance, you kickstarted it. You just became the Cupid of your own origin story. So, instead of erasing the timeline, you are out here accidentally booking the first date, setting the mood, maybe even inspiring the mustache that started it all. Congratulations, you have successfully invented romantic sabotage, but in reverse. You can't talk about time travel without dragging Hollywood into it, because movies and TV absolutely love the grandfather paradox, even if they treat it like a chaotic party guest. Remember Back to the Future? Marty McFly practically speedruns his own non existence by accidentally interrupting his parents' love story and spending the rest of the movie playing matchmaker just so he can be born again. Literally. Avengers Endgame, they looked at time travel and said, "Yeah, it works however we need to it. Please don't send us science questions." They even had Hulk explain it with a confidence of a substitute teacher who didn't read the chapter. The Flash, he changes the past and stumbles into reality where Batman is Michael Keaton again, and honestly, the universe might have overcorrected, but we respect the decision. Hollywood doesn't solve the paradox, they just toss popcorn at it, play dramatic music, and hope the audience is too emotionally invested to ask follow up questions. Everyone always targets the grandfather in this paradox, but seriously, why is grandpa catching all the heat? You could travel back and mess with your grandmother instead. And guess what? The paradox still works just fine. No grandma, no parent, no you. Same cosmic headache, just with better china patterns. And the only difference? Now she's offended. So, not only have you fractured the timeline, you have also annoyed someone's nana across 2 centuries simultaneously. Congratulations, you didn't just break casualty, you started intergenerational beef with a woman who owns both a cast and skillet and zero fear. So, can we time travel or not? So, is backward time travel actually possible? Even the experts can't agree. Physicists debate this harder than relatives arguing in a group chat with 57 unread messages. Some think maybe under the right conditions. Others insist it would break the universe faster than you can say paradox. And few have the energy to respond only after the third cup of coffee. The truth? We just don't know yet. If you ever do manage to hop in a time machine, maybe don't show up with a family ending mission. Just keep grandpa hi-fi, admire the mustache, and leave the timeline sabotage back in the future. That's the grandfather paradox. Hilarious, confusing, and mildly threatening to your journey. If you enjoyed existing long enough to hear this, please hit like, please subscribe, and drop a comment. Which relative would you accidentally doom via time travel? For legal reasons, please do not actually doom anyone. See you in the next loop. Oops, I mean, next episode.